Okay guys, let me show you the Lepic build that we are using for the Molten Fortress, or actually any of the bosses. This is what I've been using. It's not tailor-made for any specific boss, but it seems to work very well with all of them. The important thing about this build comes down to a whole bunch of different things. So the first thing that we're going to be looking at is the Reactor. I have mine that's Fire Tech, Fire Tech. You want to get a mounting that has an impact round for it. So mine is a Naz Devotion, which is the green ammo. So this works out perfect for it. I'll explain the reason for that in a minute, but this is important to get a mounting for a green item, green ammo item. You can also go, I've been told, but I have not found one yet, but getting a Fire Tech extra damage to Colossus and crit damage reactors are better. You'll get more damage from that as well. The reason that we want the mounting on a impact weapon is because it has this card right here, this mod, Sharp Precision Shot. This reduces the fire rate, but the longer you hold the trigger down, the faster the fire rate goes. This gives us the quickest time for the stacks to happen, the 0.4 seconds, so it gets us shooting the arm cannon much, much faster. The gun also, the fire rate part of it applies to the arm cannon as well. So this here negates the 20% fire rate downside from this one, gives us 5% more, and then as we hold the trigger down, it shoots faster. So I think we have like Blue Beetles being used, any of the impact ones. So I use Naz Devotion just because that's what I found, but any of them will help with it. We're also looking at the modules. These modules are important for it. The auxiliary power, this is the best rolls that I've got so far, but we're looking for max HP and MP recovery out of combat. The max HP is in case something goes wrong, we can survive hits. The MP recovery out of combat, it's a very interesting one. You can be pretty close to enemies, but if they aren't looking at you or shooting at you and you're not shooting at them, your MP will just start to recover. So you'll be able to get your arm cannon back, be able to use it without running around collecting all the blue cubes. For the sensor, this is also a super, super important one. Max MP just means that we can shoot more of the fireballs. So that one is a very important one. And then MP recovery in combat. This is every time we shoot the arm cannon, we gain MP back from it, so that you can shoot more of them. The memory, I've gone with MP recovery modifier. So this will let us, when we pick up the blue cubes, it'll give us back more MP for it. And defense. I do like to be a little bit, have some health and defense so that I can withstand stuff when things go wrong. If you're looking to just nuke the boss and leave, then you don't need to worry about that so much, but I still like it. I use this this build for groups or solo. Seems to be pretty good. And for the processor, I've gone with max shield and shield recovery modifier. Again, I figure that anything that gives me a little bit of extra damage is good. So those are the ones that I go with. Now let's get right into the mods. So for the mods, we are obviously going to use Firearm Master. This is what gives us our extra damage and range. So you can see in the video that I'll reload my gun first, and then I'll activate my second skill and then my fourth skill. When you switch to the fourth skill, that counts as changing your weapon, so your skill power goes up, and the extra range for reloading beforehand makes the balls have a bigger radius and does more damage for it, because you're more likely to keep them inside the radius for it. For this card, I don't think it matters which one you use, but I do use long distance maneuvering. This one helps for getting onto the grapple points if I choose to do that. I'm running Battle of Stamina. This gives us extra health, but more skill duration. I'm using Dangerous Ambush. This one lets us get more damage when the enemy is not attacking us, not targeting us, or when they stagger. Once they stagger, we're doing almost 50% more damage. I'm using Skill Concentration, so crit hit damage. I'm using MP Accelerant for more MP and skill duration. I'm using Skill Insight for more crit chance on the skills. I'm using Emergency Measure for more skill crit, hit, and damage. We're using Frontlines for more skill crit, hit, rate and damage. We're using skill extension for more duration, and then we're going with fire specialist and technician to up our base damage for skill power and for fire. There might be better ways to make this, but this is what we've been using, and it's been working well on all of the hard bosses that we've been using it for.